Sup, we are the platinum selling band Waterparks, all because of you. Go pick up Fandom, and this is a track by track with rock sound. The writing process was, I had like another demo thing that I was doing of that, and the file got corrupted, and I was like, fuck. And so I couldn't open it anymore. I had to make a whole new session, and I dragged in all the pieces of audio, and they were like, it just made new tracks for each one, you know what I mean? And like so I was gonna try and like rearrange it like the way I had it, but I pressed play and it sounded like Cherry Red like when it kicks in, and I was just like in my room like, oh shit, and I was like, well, that's that, and that was fucking wild, but that's the start to the best album in the world. It gives hints as to the last song, because the last song's like, so I must be dead. This one's like, I died for you. Get it? See what I'm saying? There's the transition, and it's like, ba, ba, ba. The sour green, man, you take the yellow and the blue, and it's all bad and shit then. You see what I'm saying, dude? It's crazy. Watch what happens next. Is me just being like, yo, fuck y'all. Not all of y'all, just a lot of y'all. Most of y'all. All of y'all. Fuck y'all. Get Fandom, dude. No, I mean, you know what's good. It's like, okay, I overthink shit, a lot of shit. I'm in a band, so I overthink being in a band a lot. And one of those things that I've overthought was how most other genres are able to celebrate their successes, and it's a very looked down on thing in band world to talk about most shit besides like feelings. It's really weird. It doesn't really make sense. It's like naive to pretend that's the only thing that exists, and it's also kind of bad because it panders to like people that are stuck in this cycle of just being fucking sad all the time, and it makes for mopey high school kids like me. And and it's about in the same regard, how bands aren't able to experiment as much with their music as other kinds of people, whereas this isn't me shitting on it. This is me saying we should be able to do it as well. But like, there are like a lot of hip hop albums that like I really fucking love that are super fucking artsy. And if a band was to do something like that, it would just be like, what the fuck are y'all doing? Because when a band just switches like the tiniest little thing, people are not about it at all. And it's just super dog shit. It's very weird. And I think it holds the genre back as a whole. And so it was a very frustrating thing for me. And so I wrote about it, as I tend to do. Dream Boy's about fan expectations. It's about being built into something based on like an idealized version of you, an unwarranted one at that, where people look at you as a certain thing. They see you online. They're like, oh, this is this and this and this, and they put what they need you to be into their heads, and it's built into this thing that you cannot live up to, and it's ultimately going to lead to disappointment and like on their end and mine, because it doesn't feel good to let people down and shit. But that's just what happens, and that's what that song's about. Pop banger, dude. Also about Geoff. Easy to hate. It's about you and all these fucking questions you keep asking me. Now, that one was written like that was a Friendly Reminder song, actually. But it was just like really good, and everybody was like, you should keep that one. This is a fucking banger hit, blah 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 blah. And I was just like, yo, you're right. It's about a breakup. Yeah. High Definition was the latest set of lyrics written for the album. It was the last kind of thing. It's about not being able to get close to people because of what we do. Being gone all the time, or starting to have some kind of stature and not trusting the people who hit you up because people may not have so much before. And there's I think it's a Paul Wall song. It's like, back then they didn't want me, now I'm hot, they all on me. It's like the nice version of that. But not in like a braggadocious way. It's in more of like a, oh shit, I'm like really lonely and I hate all of this kind of way. Telephone was written when I was like super fucking depressed. Surprise. And I was at Target. It's a store. It's Target for those of you Brits that are like, unaware. And like, I'll tell you. I'm looking at you, by the way.
I know you are.
Okay, good. I saw a cute girl at Target, and instead of being like, sup, not that I would do that anyway, I went home and wrote a super obsessive love song, and it was so tight. And I was like,
approached me, or no, he didn't approach me. He called me and was like, dude, I just saw the prettiest person at Target. Like, I don't even know what to do. I can't find them now. I think I'm just going to go home and I'm going to write about it.
did that happen?
Yes.
All right. I don't think that. Okay. Either way, I also don't remember what they look like anymore. Because some people I saw in the responses when I said that were like, well, what does she look like? Oh, misconnection. I'm like, dude, I honestly don't remember. It was like January 2018. Like, yeah. So, so that song's that. It's meant to be, because there's another reason it wasn't almost on the album. I said earlier the original version was like kind of pop punk sounding, and I was like, yo, fuck that. But the other reason I was like, I'm trying to decide if it like takes away from the album, but it doesn't though, because like with some of the other themes of the album and everything, it's I think of the best way to put this. It counts as like the like sugar spike in the album, because when you're dealing with some shit, you have like hard ups and downs. Like it's kind of like a manic thing, and that's what that is meant to be. It's like lodged between High Definition, which is just like a very lonely, isolating song. Then we got the and then you know what we do from there? You know what we do? Okay, well, pretend group chat's not a thing for a second. Then we go Turbulent. Yeah. So it's between those guys. You see what I'm saying? That's what it's meant to be. It's like low, very high, very low, you know? Let's talk group chat, dude.
My name's Otto.
And my name's Geoff.
And my name's Awsten, and we're all friends. Turbulent. I was like, I'm done with breakup songs, dude. Over it. Then I got mad at some new shit. Then I was like, you know what though? If we're gonna do this, it's gotta be like crazy different from everything else sonically and lyrically. So instead of approaching it like, it was more like, fuck you, nerd. I'm way tighter than all of this shit. Oh my God. And then sonically, it was just so dark and sick and shiny and fast. And I was like, this is the best. That was like the turning point for Fandom. Like where, that was like the first thing made after being like, you know what? This one's not going to work. We're going to start over. Like that was the first thing. And I was just like, oh, this is what we're supposed to be doing. All right. Never Bloom Again. That song has been being written. That song has been in the process of being written. Yeah. Since 2015. Yeah. I've got like real old versions of that. But the thing is, it just like kept evolving. I kept doing new verses and like changing things in the hook and stuff like that. And there was a version of it that was like ready around the time of Entertainment. It wasn't like quite the same, but the reason it wasn't on there is because I was like, if it's only 10 songs, there shouldn't be 2 acoustic. It might be overkill. I miss having sex, but at least I don't want to die anymore. Is about missing having sex, but not wanting to die anymore. The verses, I was just trying to talk directly to the fans, at least the first one. It was like, stop asking me that. Don't ask me that. No, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that either. It's everybody's birthday, always. But no, I mean, that song leaves nothing to be like, imagine. That song's very just like if somebody's like, what does this line mean? I'm like, can you read? You see what I'm saying? Like, that's like, Like when I say like all the lyrics in this album are like a lot more blunt, this is like perfect example of that. War Crimes. Oh, buddy. Oh my lord. What a crazy song. That song, initially there was like another version. There was like, or like when I first started doing it, it was kind of like girly bass, and I was like, shut up, Awsten. And I was like, we got way tighter shit to say. And like that song is just kind of like an overview, me venting like about the last year and a half, but it's like an overview of that time and just me kind of bitching about all of it because, you know, bitching is great. Yeah, I mean, we've toured a lot, so we've experienced a lot of things with other bands. We've experienced a lot just with other people in general and how they are. And, you know, how they treat you when things suck or, you know, or when things are tight. And, or how they treat me because I'm the singer and he's just the drummer. Give me that.
Yeah. Dude.
Give me that. Give me that. Yeah. I wanted that one to come out before because, I mean, the thing is, all the songs are fucking great. They're all 10s to me. And I worry when songs are like towards the back of the album, they're just not going to be heard as much. And that one's like a little more like sonically, I don't even want to say low key, but just compared to like other songs that just like slam, or I'm like screaming and shit. Like I wanted to make sure it got its highlight, you know? And plus, shout out those Marilyn Manson sounding vocals in the second half of the chorus. I was like, because I didn't want it to like stay the same dynamically, but it like, when we tried to make it go up, it just sounded dumb. I was like, so you know what we have to do? I just want to make it gloomier. Just fucking sink that second half. I just want to put some like real dark shit, like some real like minor stuff in there. And then it was getting there, and I was like, dude, let me do like some like types of vocals on it. And and when that got in there, and also Zach had done a thing. Never mind. We made it sound just like Marilyn Manson, and it was crazy. And I was like, there it is. Bop. Worst was written in March 2019. That's a lie. Worst. It started the way most demos do, on the laptop. But then I got upset. And I went and walked to Starbucks and put it on YouTube one morning after seeing some stuff online, and left it unlisted for a minute because I knew our old label would be like about it. And can you add like a baby noise right there? Okay, cool. So I left it up for a minute on unlisted, so if people had the link, they could find it. But then I deleted the tweet, and so just like let it circulate. And dude, that shit had like based on just like nothing. Within like the 2 days, it got like 30,000 views, which back then was like a lot. It was like before entertainment, and then they made me put it on private because they found that in Felony Steve. Rest in peace, Felony Steve. You'll be back. But then you know people kept re-uploading it, and one of them has like 400,000 something views right now. That's crazy. So I was just like, I think I can do that song like way fucking better, and yeah, like sonically, it's completely different now. And you also, it's yeah, no, that song's fucking tight. It's really good. It's one of the more like genre unique songs on the album. Zone Out came before Dream Boy. It was stuck in my head for a long time, and finally I just recorded like that chiptune version of it for me, but it was kind of like ad-libby and shit. So once I got like more of the lyrics together and did that, I was just listening to it on repeat because I was like, oh, this is so beautiful. But then I was like, you know what? This song should actually be like a full-on pop banger, and then Dream Boy happened. But it's meant to be like a reflection at the end of the album, kind of like after all this shit, and it's like the kind of like more like shaky sounding, like low, you know, very minimal, like am I the boy? But it's more like a little more sarcastic at that point, you know? It makes me What a fucking hit. That song, there was a version of it for Friendly Reminder, but it was just super light, and it just didn't do its job, and I was just like, it's not impacting the way it needs to, so it was kind of rewritten. And now it's the fucking most insane intro on the entire album. Oh my god. Dude, when we first got that, like at the studio, I just got in the car with it, and I was just like, oh! I was like, turning it up way too loud and started over when it got to the verse. So crazy. And yeah, I mean, that song, lyrically links back in to Chariot, because it's all supposed to be very cohesive, like even with the album art and stuff like that, with like the clock hands on the orange, like that's supposed to be like the visual, because at the end there's like the ticking and stuff, and it represents that it's about to start over again because it's cyclical. Because guess what, dude? One of the fucking themes, part of the concept of fandom is grief. And grief is a fucking loopy thing. It's not a straight path, so sometimes you just gotta start over again. And you know what? The album did that. Sonically, visually, conceptually. It's a concept album. Give us a 5.